Isang magandang araw, Dr. Mel. I am Marvin Ponce, Doctor in Sustainability student. I'll be presenting now the STOP framework, an ACSM approach for sustainable plastic waste management. This is in fulfillment of the requirements for FMA2 for COM380 advocacy and social mobilization. So the Philippines faces a severe, universally recognized national plastic crisis, generating approximately 2.7 million tons of plastic waste annually. So studies estimate that over one-third of global oceanic plastic waste originates from the Philippines archipelago, positioning the country as one of the world's leading riverine and marine plastic polluters. Millions of tons of mismanaged plastic leak directly into the open environment and waterways each year. So for the major problem, if the Philippines does not treat its plastic pollution and manage plastic waste, is projected to reach 11 million metric tons by 2060. And this crisis will cause severe flooding in urban areas like Metro Manila or other cities, and will destroy local marine and coral ecosystems, damage the vital fishing industry, and threaten public health through microplastic contamination. And some after effects are clogged waterways and severe flooding. For the urban drainage blockages, plastic waste clog city canals and drainage networks. And it will also intensify floods. Black water flows cause severe flooding and standing water during heavy rains in major cities. And it will also cause disease outbreaks. Standing water serves as a breeding ground for mosquitoes, increasing cases of dengue fever and other vector-borne illnesses. And for ecological devastation, for the marine debris, more than 20% of the country's plastic waste ends up in the ocean. And the habitat destruction, plastic smothers coral reefs and prevents them from receiving enough oxygen and light, resulting in coral death and loss of marine biodiversity. And for wildlife ingestion, sea animals, birds, and fish consume plastic or become entangled in it, causing starvation and injury. And for economic and food security risk, tourism decline. Plastic waste on beaches degrades coastal scenery and reduces local tourism revenues. Fewer fish catches. Plastic pollution depletes overall fish populations. And for human food contamination, microplastics or tiny plastic particles enter the marine food chain. Fish and seafood consumes this particle which transport toxic chemicals directly to consumer. And by explaining all the after effects, so I'll be presenting now the framework that I would like to introduce, which is the STOP framework. So STOP stands for substitute, turnover, optimize, and policy under the program of the advocacy, communication, and social mobilization. So the STOP framework is a structured, action-oriented model that can be used by organizations to eliminate plastic waste by addressing behavior, consumption, and policy. This theory serves as a foundational framework that organizes empirical facts, explains how and why phenomena occur, and guides practical application of the ACSM program in the context of organizational health, corporate sustainability, or public health programs. So the STOP model aims to guide community and corporate programs in their efforts to reduce pollution effectively while fostering the development of a circular economy. It seeks to strengthen the impact of waste management practices, ensuring they contribute positively to the overarching goals of sustainable development. By leveraging innovative strategies and collaboration among various stakeholders, the STOP model encourages responsible consumption and production patterns. In this way, it not only mitigates environmental harm, but also promotes social responsibility. As communities and corporations engage with these guidelines, they can create lasting benefits that transcend environmental metrics, ultimately enhancing quality of life for all. So as you can see, this is the sustainable practices on plastic waste management based on the STOP model. So I would like to discuss furthermore the STOP model. So S stands for sustain, substitute, and redesign. The first step focuses on the upstream prevention of plastic waste before it is even generated. So for the material alternatives, swapping single-use plastics for compostable, bio-based, or highly durable materials like bamboo, glass, or stainless steels. And system redesign, reengineering products to eliminate packaging completely, such as using solid concentrate bars for shampoo and detergent instead of bottled liquids. Elimination, auditing operations to identify and permanently remove completely unnecessary plastic items. Examples are plastic, stirrers, and double bagging. Next is T stands for turnover to circular systems. This steps transitions behavior away from take, make, waste linear model into a functional circular economy. So for reuse infrastructure, installing standardized refill stations or bulk dispensing systems within facilities. Closed loop systems, collaborating with vendors who use a deposit return scheme to ensure that delivery containers are collected, washed, and reused. For the procurement, requiring that any purchasing contracts prioritize products made from post-consumer recycled content or the PCR. Next is O stands for the optimized waste management. For the plastics that cannot be yet substituted, systems must ensure they never escape into the environment. For source segregation, using strict, color-coded, multi-stream recycling bins to prevent batch contaminations. And traceable recycling, working only with verified, certified recycling entities to ensure plastic is processed rather than shipped to landfills. For downstream audits, tracking waste output data to determine which types of plastics are still slipping through the systems. Lastly is for P stands for policy and ACSM. True sustainability requires institutionalizing these habits through structural rules and human engagement. Internal bans, enacting corporate or campus policies that completely ban specific items such as single-use plastic water bottles from the premises. Extended responsibility aligning with extended producer responsibility EPR regulations, forcing vendors to account for the life cycle of the items they bring into our space. ACSM alignment using advocacy, communication, and social mobilization to train staff, change social norms, and gamify plastic-free challenges to sustain. And in closing, addressing plastic waste management necessitates multi-level cooperation and innovative solutions. Policymakers and stakeholders must prioritize environmentally and economically sound strategies to mitigate future consequences. The goal of the STOP framework, which I presented earlier, is to transition communities from a linear model of plastic consumption to a sustainable circular economy. This transformation is crucial for environmental health and future sustainability. It achieves this goal by systematically assessing and enhancing the public in advocacy, communication, and social mobilization, or the ACSM program in addressing plastic usage. By working together, we can minimize plastic waste, conserve natural resources, and create a cleaner, healthier planet for current and future generations to enjoy. So here are the references for my presentation. And again, this is Marvin. Let's save the planet and thank you.